Welcome. Good morning. Take this off. My name is Mordecai. My pronouns are him, they. I have short, buzzed brown hair, medium height, and I'm wearing a colorful scarf this morning. I am the Radically Welcoming Committee Chair. I also lead the 2S LGBTQIA+ support group here at First UU. I'm happy to be here. Welcome to First Unitarian Church, where our mission is to explore the eternal, nurture community, and pursue the common good. We welcome you in your brokenness and in your wholeness, no matter who you have been, who you are, or who you are becoming. We greet you today with love. I'd like to extend a special welcome to everyone who is watching us on the YouTube this morning. During the prelude, please introduce yourself in the comments and let us know where you're joining us from. If you're in OKC, what neighborhood you're in, or if you're anywhere else, what city are you in? And now the prelude prepares us for worship.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards when blood from caving in? Do you ever feel already buried deep, 6 feet under screams but no one seems to hear a thing? Do you know that there's still a chance for you, 'cause there's a spark in you? You just gotta ignite the light and let it shine just on the night like the 4th of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you're worth. Make 'em go, oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make 'em go, you're gonna leave them all in awe. You don't have to feel like a waste of space. You're original, cannot be replaced. If you only knew what the future holds. After a hurricane comes a rainbow. Maybe a reason why all the doors are closed, so you could open one that leads you to the perfect road. Like a lightning bolt, your heart will glow, and when it's time you'll know. You just gotta ignite the light and let it shine. Just on the night like the 4th of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you're worth. Make 'em go oh, oh, as you shoot across the sky. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make 'em go oh, you're gonna leave 'em all in awe. Boom, boom, boom. Even brighter than the moon, moon, moon. It's always been inside of you, you, you. Now it's time to let it through. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you're worth. Make 'em go oh, as you shoot across the sky. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make 'em go oh, you're gonna leave 'em all in awe.
Welcome again, including welcome to those who are joining us online. Todos son bienvenidos aquí. I am Reverend Diana Davies, and my pronouns are she, her. For those who are blind, have a visual impairment, or are watching us online with limited bandwidth, I am a white woman with long gray hair and glasses, and today I'm wearing my red clergy shirt with my yellow justice stole, and I'm so proud of this, my really cool pride flag clergy tab collar, so yay for that. We light our chalice here in our building in Midtown Oklahoma City, on land that was home to indigenous people, including the Apache, Caddo, and Wichita, on land that was taken from the Creek and Seminole and other removed and relocated peoples. And because we are a multi-platform congregation, our chalice is also lit today in Northwest Oklahoma City, the Village, the Plaza District, Guthrie, and at least 25 other undisclosed locations. We light the chalice as a symbol of our sacred time together. The burning chalice represents the light of reason and science, the warmth of loving community, the cleansing heat of justice, and the flame of hope. We've also lit a candle today of peace for the people in Ukraine. Would you please join me for a moment of silence? And if you pray, I invite you to offer a silent prayer for peace. Today's service is brought to you by the First Unitarians Radical Welcoming Team, which is committed to leading the way in welcoming people who are two-spirit, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, genderqueer, questioning, intersex, asexual, agender, plus all other sexual orientations and gender identities. This is the meaning of this acronym TSLGBTQIA+. We know that many 2SLGBTQIA+ folks have experienced pain, rejection, and even trauma in other religious settings. And so it is critical that our welcome be explicit and clear. Today, we celebrate International Transgender Day of Visibility, which occurs annually on March 31st and is dedicated to celebrating the accomplishments of transgender and gender nonconforming people, while raising awareness of the work that still needs to be done to achieve gender justice. We open our service today with these words from my colleague, Reverend Sharon Wiley. We speak so often of brokenness in religious life. Let us speak today of wholeness. You are welcome here, all of you. Every part of you is beautiful, just the way you are. Here you do not need to be something more or something less. No holding back, no hiding, no exerting yourself, no trying to do more or be more. You have inherent worth and dignity. Nothing to prove here. Nothing to prove to me, or the person sitting next to you, or the children, or to anyone. You don't have to try and be witty, or be more quiet, or more outgoing. You are beautiful. Every part of you beautiful, just the way you are. You do not need to change anything about yourself to be welcome here. Your skin, your hair, your belly, your limbs, your face, all beautiful, just the way they are. You are extraordinary. Each and every one of you different from each other and beautiful in your own beautiful way. Breathtaking. Let us worship together. Our opening song was written by our own Chris Gonzalez. It's called Lost Inside, and it will be performed today by Kate Rotler and Sarah Gray.
Deep in the night, far from the light, heart filled with fright, will I find my way, cold and alone, future unknown, all on my own. Will I find my way? When fear and hatred overwhelm as they surround us, I still believe that hope can guide when life confounds us. Truth out of hand, not as I planned, yet here I stand. What can I say? In fear I hide, covered up and lied, no one to confide. Now I'm lost inside. show each other that we don't have to hide. Then maybe we can find all of those who are lost inside. Lost inside. Who we are can't be wrong. We will go on. We will not stay lost. Lost inside. Lost inside. Lost inside. Lost inside. Lost inside.
Good morning. Hi, my name is Wendy Pitt. I am a white female in my mid-40s with wavy blonde hair. My pronouns are she and hers. I wear thick bifocals due to visual congenital. I can't even see. This is why usually I have things memorized, because for me, reading is difficult when I'm trying not to be nervous, but due to congenital visual impairment. Today I'm wearing a bright multicolored scarf over an IUC White Pride t-shirt. I'm a member of the Radically Welcoming Committee, and I am the chair of your Accessibility and Inclusion Ministry Committee, or AIM. You may have noticed our Sunday morning leaders have begun giving a short visual self-description of themselves over the past several weeks. Sometimes they seem funny and get a laugh, and some people may wonder why we have added a few extra sentences to each speaker's time slot. Honestly, I've been doing this my whole life. This isn't in the script, so she's gonna say, "Why are you talking, Wendy?" As someone with a visual impairment, I always describe myself when I'm meeting somebody new. If I'm meeting somebody for lunch or on all of my medical school interviews, residency interviews, fellowship interviews, I will say, I have medium blonde hair, or at the time it was brown. I started coloring it a few years ago. I have glasses, I'm wearing this, to give the other person who can see normally a description of me, because secretly I'm hoping that they will find me before I have to start going, where is this person? Where is this person? Because I cannot see them. Especially in a busy restaurant, even if it's somebody I've known my whole life, inside I'm terrified that I have to find them because it's so hard for me visually. As part of our accessibility and inclusion ministry credentialing, we are committed not only to changing the physical building facilities, making it more accessible, but we are also trying to be more inclusive of others with problems, including their vision. And one of those is by adding self-descriptors. Why are we doing this? Self-description provides information about the individual that non-blind people take in visually. And when done by everyone at a meeting, such as a church service, gives those that are fully blind or visually impaired, partially blind, partially sighted, a sense of the diversity or lack of diversity of those speaking. For a visually impaired person who has some level of sight, having descriptions of physical characteristics can help them remember individuals and identify them on a second meeting, or if they speak a second time, so hopefully you still remember who Reverend Diana is when she speaks 2 or 3 times in a service. And access to information about people who are present in a room means equitable experience for everyone. Don't be surprised if we add a few more little sneaky or clever ways for even more inclusion over the next few months, okay? All right. Each Sunday, we take an offering, and since 2002, all of the cash and designated checks from that offering have gone to external nonprofit organizations in our community, or our Change for Change partners. Over this past month, the month of March, our Change for Change partner is Friends for Folks. You know, this is the last Monday in March, so give big, okay? We want to see lots of money going to this one. Friends for Folks is a program that pairs rescued dogs, otherwise known as mutts, to inmates at Oklahoma's Lexington and Mabel Bassett Correctional Centers. These inmates then train the dogs to be companion animals for persons with disabilities. If you're present in church today, that's all of you sitting, or if you're standing, it's okay, because somebody's standing back there. Hi. You can give your offering into the plates as you exit. You don't have to get your cash out now. Or you can send a gift by check to First Unitarian Church, 600 Northwest 13th Street, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma 73103. Just make sure to mark your check to Change for Change in the memo line. Or you can also make an online donation through our website, 1UC.org. Thank you, and have a pleasant rest of your service.
Hello, precious ones. My name is Lynn Ann Wagner, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm white. I have long, wavy brown hair. I think I'm the tallest one up here. I'm wearing a First Unitarian Pride shirt, Progress flag earrings, a gray cardigan, and I forgot my beautiful rainbow sweater, or scarf, sorry. And I am a member of your Radical Welcoming team. For our Time for All Ages, I'm reading an adapted version of I Am Jazz by Jessica Hurdle and Jazz Jennings. I'd like to tell you about a girl named Jazz. For as long as she can remember, her favorite color has been pink. Her second favorite color is silver, and her third favorite color is green. Some of her other favorite things are dancing, singing, backflips, drawing, soccer, swimming, makeup, and pretending she's a pop star. Most of all, she loves mermaids. Sometimes she even wears a mermaid tail at the pool. Her best friends are Samantha and Casey. They always have fun together. They like high heels and princess gowns, or cartwheels and trampolines. But Jazz isn't exactly like Samantha and Casey. She has a girl brain and body, but her body is different from most other girls. This is called transgender. She was born this way. When Jazz was very little, her mom would say, "You're such a good boy." Jazz would say, "No, Mama, good girl." At first, her family was confused. They'd always thought of her as a boy. As Jazz got a little older, she hardly ever played with trucks or tools or superheroes, only princess and mermaid costumes. Her brothers told her that was girl stuff. She went right on playing. Jazz was always talking to her sister about her girl thoughts and her girl dreams and how one day she would be a beautiful lady. Her sister would giggle and say, "You're such a funny kid." Sometimes Jazz's parents let her wear her sister's dresses around the house. But whenever they went out, Jazz had to put on her boy clothes again, and that made her mad. Still, she never gave up trying to convince them. Pretending she was a boy felt like a lie. Then, one amazing day, everything changed. Her mom and dad took her to meet a new doctor who asked her lots and lots of questions. After the doctor spoke to her parents and she heard the word transgender for the very first time. That night at bedtime, her parents both hugged her and said, "We understand now. Be who you are. We love you no matter what." This made Jazz smile and smile and smile. Her mom and dad told Jazz she could start wearing girls' clothes to school and growing her hair long. They even let her change her name to Jazz. Her mom said that being Jazz would make her different from the other kids at school, but that being different is okay. What's important, she said, is that you're happy with who you are. Being Jazz caused some other people to be confused too, like the teachers at school. At the beginning of the year, they wanted her to use the boys' bathroom and play on the boys' team in gym class, but that didn't feel normal to her at all. Jazz was so happy when the teachers changed their minds. She wouldn't imagine not playing on the same team as Casey and Samantha. Even today, there are kids who tease Jazz or call her by a boy name or ignore her altogether. That makes her feel crummy. Then she remembers that kids who get to know her usually want to be her friend. They say she's one of the nicest girls at school. Jazz doesn't mind being different. Different is special. Jazz thinks what matters most is what a person is like inside. And inside, she is happy. She is having fun. She is proud. She is Jazz. Thank you.
And now it's time to sing the children and youth and their teachers off to their classes. Let's clap for them as they go. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Would you please join me in a spirit of prayer or meditation? I love that sound. Spirit of life, source of love, energy of justice. We gather today as people of different beliefs, different backgrounds, different life experiences and perspectives, all united in a few basic principles, so simple yet so profound, that all people have inherent worth and dignity, that all are interconnected, that every voice matters, that we each have something to offer, and that the search for meaning is itself more meaningful if we are accompanied by others on this path. Because we're all seekers and no one claims to know it all, we should be honest. Many of us still don't understand what terms like transgender or cisgender or non-binary or genderqueer mean. And for some of us, that's embarrassing. And for others, it's frustrating and confusing. But may we all learn to overcome our discomfort and find the courage to be learners again, to make mistakes, but to keep trying, to live into our principles in our daily interactions. Others among us understand these terms all too well because their lived experience is one of marginalization, dismissal, even legally sanctioned violence and erasure. Because every time they are called by their dead name or intentionally misgendered, or when laws are passed that put them or their families in harm's way or tell them that they do not exist, that is an affront not only to them, to our 2SLGBTQIA+ siblings and their families, but to all of us in this great interconnected web of being. May this community be a place where the violence ends, where healing can begin. May we all embrace opportunities for learning and for growth, for overcoming old, harmful ways of understanding. May this be a place where we can truly, honestly say, all are welcome. May it be so.
In a personal reflection, I'm Larry Little, an old, short white guy with way too short-cut gray hair, wearing a colorful pink, I think, pinstripe shirt. My personal pronouns are he, him, his, but I need to say something about that. Being Captain Obvious, the Earth is not flat, we are not at the center of the universe, and the sun does not rotate around us. Science has taught us that these ancient truths are simply nonsensical. And science has also informed us that the cultural belief in the binary nature of gender is also simply false. In Breeze, I've identified as non-binary androgynous. As I've aged, I've become more in touch with my feminine side as well as the dominant masculine side. And reflecting back, I regret that not having listened to my feminine side warnings that some of my, it seemed like a good idea at the time, manly decisions would not turn out well. It's clear that transgender rights are human rights. And just as Oklahoma's reactionary legislatures passed and the governor signed into law 2 purely racist House bills, the executive order that targets transgenders in prohibiting basic human rights to define one's own gender identity, House Bill 4245, now with an emergency amendment which bans transgender girls from participating in public school and college sports, are both cruel and inhumane, as well as being opposed to our Unitarian Universalist principles and our shared First Unitarian Covenant. I'm proud to be a member of the 2S LGBTQIA+ radically welcoming team and contribute in a small way to this loving transgender worship service. And in a final editorial note, that's one reason I was happy to renew and increase my pledge to this church, our church, this wonderful congregation.
We highlight a few among us so very many in transgender history who lived authentic selves. Jackie Shane, a soul singer and R&B trailblazer who refused to live as anything other than her authentic self at a time when doing so was virtually unheard of. She said, "Most people are planted in someone else's soul, which means they are carbon copy. I say to them, uproot yourself, get into your own soil. You may be surprised who you really are." Gladys Alberta Bentley, known in their arts as Bobby Minton, was an American blues singer, pianist, and entertainer. During the Harlem Renaissance, they used the stage to find their authentic self, while society ultimately did not accept Bentley's gender non-conforming. They were truly a pioneer who lived as their authentic self for many years at a time when the word transgender did not yet exist. Leslie Finneberg, who identified as an anti-racist white working class secure Jewish transgender lesbians, female revolutionary communists. They authored Transgender Liberation, Stone Butch Blues, and Transgender Warriors, fighting every moment of their life to understand and advocate for the correlation between capitalism and its direct impact, their own transgender, genderqueer identities.
And I am so happy that once again we have as our musical guest today, Hannah Helbig.
Told me when I was young, we're all born superstars. She rolled my hair and put my lipstick on in the glass of her boudoir. There's nothing wrong with loving who you are, she says, has he made you perfect, baby? So hold your head up, girl, and you'll go far. Listen to me when I say I'm beautiful in my way, 'cause God makes no mistakes. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Don't hide yourself in regret, just love yourself and you said I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Ooh, there ain't no other way, baby, I was born this way, baby, I was born this way. Ooh, there ain't no other way, baby, I was born this way, baby, I was born this way. Give yourself prudence and love your friends. Subway kid, rejoice your truth. In the religion of the insecure, I must be myself, respect my youth. A different lover is not a sin. Believe capital H-I-M, hey, hey, hey. I love my life, I love this record, and me, I'm over living, yeah. I'm beautiful in my way, 'cause God makes no mistakes. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Don't hide yourself in regret, just love yourself yourself and you're said, I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Ooh, there ain't no other way, baby, I was born this way, baby, I was born this way. Ooh, there ain't no other way, baby, I was born this way. Right track, baby, I was born this way. No matter gay, straight or bi, lesbian, transgender life, I'm on the right track, baby, I was born to survive. No matter black, white, or beige, or I'm made, I'm on the right track, baby, I was born to be brave.
That really gets you going, doesn't it? When I wake up in the morning, I'm happy to see a new day arise. Possibility and growth, knowing that my body, mind, and spirit are active in each other's cultivation. This loving kindness and internal validation grows out of joy, as well as suffering, living in a contemporary world as a transgender person. The language of gender is growing, as well as the consciousness of society becoming awake to the idea that we are not all actually the same, and in truth, vastly living different experiences. Gender is something we all go through, in expression, performance, and identity. Though there is a type of darkness behind gender that fuels a space of oppression. It is in this act that claiming one's own gender identity can breed community, solidarity, and self-love. And in the strength of that human connection, the dark becomes a little lighter. My personal narrative is that of a lifelong search for belonging, not because I need external validation, but because I want to feel alive amongst others like me. I seek to be whole and experience excitement in my gender identity, something that seemed like it was not made for a person like me, but that is just not true. The first act of visibility as a transgender person, genderqueer person, or non-binary person is first and foremost for the moments of being seen by others, processing joy and trauma, living around these truths in their own identities. I would never have known the parts of myself I didn't until I see, let me start that again. I would never know the parts of myself if I didn't see it in the reflection of others' stories. Stories that need to stop being left behind in history. We must know that we are not alone. The second act of visibility for our community is for others to see us. They need to see us. They need to hear our voices and know that we are valid enough to exist. The world is fragmented, and individuals of privilege back systems of power meant to break us. I see visibility as a transgender person as being a double-edged sword of both equally wanting to be seen and not be seen, cut and not be cut by exhaustion, and a need to disclose my identity every time I meet a new person, even if I only meet them just once. Disclosure is raw and vulnerable, casting my life into the hands of strangers and keeping my toes to the ground for safety and survival. Thinking about Transgender Day of Visibility makes me proud to stand up here and discuss these things with autonomy of self, myself, my transgender, genderqueer self. That is because of all those who came before me, living their truths out loud or in quiet. Their stories light my way. Today we celebrate Transgender Day of Visibility, but my heart and my mind are distracted by anti-trans legislation and societal violence towards our community, so I mourn as much as I celebrate. This collective fear needs to stop. Transgender, genderqueer, and non-binary folks are not a threat. As Unitarian Universalists, we strive to understand the inherent worth and dignity of every person. This is done not only through awareness, conversation, and social justice action, but by humbling our ability of seeking education, where needed, and listening to issues of those who just want to be heard. This is what validates our existence, and this is where love and compassion can be found. We look to the Unitarian Universalist principles for guidance.
Justice, equity, and compassion in human relations.
Our love is your love. Hear and see us for who we may not have been assigned, but who we grow into. We belong in sports equally. We belong in bathrooms equally. We belong in the workplace equally. We belong in our families equally. We belong.
Acceptance of one another and encouragement to spiritual growth in our congregations.
We are spiritual people. We are all of faith, of all different types of faith. It should not be in the constructions of society to judge where we're able to practice and what congregations should love us. Everyone needs a space to worship in the fullness of our hearts.
A free and responsible search for truth and meaning.
History must break the linear perspective of the one-lined and open up to the stories never heard but never silenced, because it is our inherent journey as humans to seek and find meaning.
The right of conscience and the use of the democratic process within our congregations and in society at large.
We must stay vigilant in understanding our rights and who dictates the legislation that take those rights away. This must be the work of all of us.
The goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all.
Visibility brings commonality and connection. These connections breed peace and love and healing for a world to hurt a little less.
Respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part.
The web of life is intricate and constant in motion of life cycles. This calls for a respect greater than any one person's judgment, a collective love for one another.
Good morning. My name is Loriana Lee Knapp. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I am a short African-American woman. My natural hair is pinned up, and I'm wearing black leggings, a First Unitarian Pride t-shirt, a pink sweater, and a beautiful rainbow scarf knit by our Wendy.
Crochet.
Crocheted. I'm going to eat that later. Okay. Today, I am honored to serve with my friends on the Radical Welcoming team, which in turn serves our congregation and our beloved community at large. I love to learn. I suppose this is what makes teaching so fun for me. It is an exchange of knowledge, ideas, and experiences. I love that even though I will not grow to be taller than I am now, I can still grow in my heart, my spirit, and my mind. I have learned so much in these 2 years about gender, gender expression, gendered language, and the struggles one faces being transgendered in our society today. I have learned the limitations in my own thinking and took time to become educated. And I am learning every day about inclusivity and respect. I've also learned how legislation and language is very exclusive of our transgendered siblings and friends. It hurts me to the core. It shocks me and angers me. It reminds me that I, too, am not far removed from the struggles of being treated as a full member of society, a full participant of history, and under the full protection of the law. I want my friends of all genders, all expressions to come with their full selves, to be respected every day and in every way. As an African American woman, I understand there is more work to be done. Dear friends, I truly understand. As a Unitarian Universalist, held in covenant with all of you, I know there is room for all of us. I am African American, and I am a cisgendered woman, and I am short. And I am educated, and I am from California. And though each one of those phrases can be used to describe me, even put all together, they are not the totality of my personhood. They are a part of me, of my experiences, of my history, but they do not fully define me. They do not fully explain how I move through the world or how I interact with others. Each relationship I have informs me of how I fit into the world, how I may see you, and how I see myself. I can glimpse whether I am being of help or of harm to another. This is part of living out my UU faith. Each relationship really does matter. I believe there is room for all expressions for all genders. For is it not our differences which make life much more interesting, challenging, intriguing, and fun? Our different forms, ideas, and experiences are what help make the interdependent lives in which we are all woven so rich and amazing. And this is how I know there is room for all. Oh, I have more. I forgot I added this. I'm sorry. I go out into the world with my story, my history, my experiences, my expectations. As I come upon other people, they come with their own histories and their own expectations. I do my best to respect that and meet people where they are, though this isn't always how I've been treated. I've known disregard, slights, and looks I dare not explain to you, all because of who I am, who I love, how I express, and how I'm expected to be. This is exhausting, to have your antennas up, to fight to be treated well, to stand up for yourself, your friends, your family members. I guess I am perplexed, because being transgendered isn't new. Human beings have always expressed variations in genders and expressions. Again, this is how I know there is room for all. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Jody Horn. I'm a cisgender, I identify as cisgender, which basically means that the biological sex I was born with aligns with my gender expression. Today I just want to say a couple words about pronouns. Oh, first I'll have to describe myself. I'm an older white woman. I have short grayish brown hair, and today I'm wearing black pants and a kind of like chartreuse top and a blue sweater. What I want to say is, over the last year or so, I have come to learn the real pain and harm caused when a person is misgendered. Misgendered is when someone looks at another person and assumes by their appearance or by some type of behavior that they are a particular gender. I know that there's a lot of pain involved when people do misgender others. A 2020 study published in the Journal of Adolescent Health found transgender and non-binary youth that were acknowledged with their chosen names and pronouns experienced up to 50% reduction in depression, suicide ideation, and suicide behavior. What I want to say today is using the correct pronouns, learning what the pronouns are much more important than we realize, than many of us who are cisgender realize. It's the first step in becoming allies or advocates for our transgender and non-binary congregants. When an individual shares their pronouns such as he, his, him, or she, they are sharing their gender expression. As you use, and we've said several times this morning, as you use, respect and honor the inherent dignity and worth of every person. One of the really important things that I have learned is that it is not up to me to wait till someone comes and explains these things to me. To become an advocate or an ally for transgender and non-binary people in our church, it is up to us, it is up to the cisgender people to educate themselves, to support all, not to sit back and wait and think that's their issue, not my issue. The first step in becoming an ally is to educate ourselves and learn how to use pronouns to give dignity to all. So, what are some resources? Of course, our own radical welcoming group that you've heard today would be a wonderful start. They have different workshops and Zoom presentations. The Trevor Project, if you look at the website of the Trevor Project, I think it's out of Texas, it's a wealth of information. There's a guidebook on there for how grandparents deal with or how they can communicate with their transgender youth, how you should become an ally or an advocate. It's a really great source of information. And of course, the national website, UUA website, Side with Love. Now, every state, and of course our state also, is being inundated with anti-transgender and non-binary legislation. UUA Side with Love asks all the cisgender people in their congregations to attend a workshop. It's visual, it's on Zoom, on March 31st from 7 to 8:30 p.m. to learn the skills to be effective advocates or allies for transgender and non-binary individuals at school boards, in the legislature, and wherever anti-dialogue needs to be confronted. So what I want to say is I attended a workshop online from UUA Side with Love as well as the Trevor Project, and they were discussing how they really, really encourage their Unitarian Universalist congregations to have the cisgender congregants be trained in how to be advocates. And one Unitarian Universalist congregation said they had 75 people trained. So when something came up in their legislature, they had this many people sign up or send letters to speak up for transgender and non-binary people. Our goal is to have 40 cisgender people from our church attend this workshop. So you will know what to say, how to advocate for all our members. It's not something we wait for. It's not something you wait for because it's someone else's issue. It's something we need to learn about, to respect everyone in our congregation, to make it a welcoming space, to make it a space that's not dangerous, that people don't have to worry about something happening to them. The last thing I want to say is that I have made these flyers. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. I've made these flyers where all you have to do is rip off on the bottom to register to attend this workshop. I think it's Tuesday night, March 31st, from 7 to 9:30. It's by the Unitarian Universalist Side with Love project. And I think everyone should attend it, even if you're just going to learn about transgender and non-binary youth. They want everyone to become an advocate, and I think that would create a much more welcoming space in our congregation. Thank you.
Every day is so wonderful, and suddenly it's hard to breathe. Now and then I get insecure from all the pain. I'm so ashamed, but I'm beautiful no matter what they say. Words can't bring me down. I'm beautiful in every single way. Words can't bring me down. So don't bring me down today. To all your friends, you're delirious, so consumed in all your doom, trying hard to fill the emptiness. The piece is gone, the puzzle undone. But you are beautiful no matter what they say. Words can't bring you down, no. You are beautiful in every single way. Words won't bring you down. So don't you bring me down today. No matter what we do, no matter what we say, we'll sing the song inside the tune, full of beautiful mistakes. And everywhere we go, the sun will always shine. And tomorrow we might wake up on the other side. 'Cause we are beautiful no matter what they say. Words can't bring us down. We are beautiful in every single way. Words won't bring us down. So don't bring us down today.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of love and community which burns in our hearts.
We have another beautiful day today, and so after our service, once again, you are welcome to go into Daniel Hall to grab some coffee and then join us out in the courtyard for discussion. As you leave this sacred space today, may you remember that every part of you is beautiful. just the way you are. Go on learning, go on seeking to understand, go on celebrating who you are, because the world needs your vision, your perspective, your gifts, and more than anything, your love. May it be so. And now I invite you to rise in body or in spirit as we sing our congregational hymn, number 131, Love Will Guide Us, and Warren will play for us on the piano.